What are some of the common questions you get from people, besides myself, because I always bug you about different stuff, but
Right.
what are some, I know you decided, man, I'm writing a book, obviously, because, you know, you've been doing this for a while, where you've even mentored other people, clearly.
Right.
But what is a common question that you tend to get a lot?
Right. So the first question is how can I make more money?
Right.
Right. That's one of the first questions I get a lot. Right. Whether it's people who just finished college, people who have a job but they want to make extra money. Right. So the first thing is just getting different side hustles. Right.
Right.
Then you also have to be motivated. You have to be hungry for making money.
Right.
If you're not hungry for it, then you can't really expect to make money. You can't complain.
Right.
Then the other question I get is, how do you become motivated, right? How do you get that hunger, that thirst, right? How do you become thirsty for greatness?
Right.
Right. So you just have to have totally different standards. You have to raise the bar, raise your expectations, right? Then you also have to have a plan, not just a plan or a dream, right? But an action plan.
Okay.
Right. Emphasize the word action, right? Because you're breaking everything down by action. It's not just I hope to make 6 figures, right?
Right.
But an action plan would be something like, okay, read one book every single week on making money, right? Execute on one idea every other week, right?
Right.
And then you go back for feedback, right? Or maybe go to a mastermind group. All these different things, right? So having different actions tied to each one of your goals, not just having a lofty goal.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't have much else to say, Ian. You said you have a blog coming out. Where can people reach you in terms of social media wise if they want to get in touch with some of your content or learn more how to be self-made, things like that?
Yeah, so you can find me at diaryofamadman.com.
Okay.
All right, you can also find me on social media under that same screen name, Diary of a Made Man. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Facebook. All right, the same handle, Diary of a Made Man.
Okay. And before we leave here, Ian, because I know you got to get going, he's about to catch a flight to Hawaii. Is there anything else that you'd like to say, especially to black men particularly who, you know, are living in Providence? Because I remember your story, and I wish you would have mentioned this, but you, at one point, you were broke. You didn't even have a car. I mean, you were taking subway,
right.
And then a year later, you were pushing a Beamer. So,
a Benzo.
A Benzo. Okay, I'm sorry. Big difference. I'm sorry. But I mean, how do you get to that point where you're taking a subway train?
I mean, that was
that
was basically college, man, right? So,
right.
After I finished graduate school, right? So prior to graduate school, right? I barely had $2 to rub together to buy a McDonald's, right?
Right.
When I was going to McDonald's, I was getting the Happy Meal. Right?
Right.
I was basically on the dollar menu, right? But then once I graduated, right, I realized that process, that journey, why it was so hard, right? Because once I got a job like that,
right.
My first job was making 85 grand for Deloitte.
Right.
Right? So I went from being a broke college student, right, to once you graduate like a few months later, right, making good money, right? Going out to eat,
right?
Not even having to look at the menu to buy anything,
right?
I'm like, oh, this is a totally different world, man. I changed my mindset, mindset, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that was basically the come up, and it was at that point in time I realized why school was so hard for me, right? Because not everybody can enjoy greatness, right? Nietzsche has a saying, right? Everything that's rare is for the rare. Mm-hmm. Everything that is great is for the great.
Right.
Right? That's why it's hard. Right? If it was easy, it wouldn't be rare.
Right.
It wouldn't be great.
Right.
It would just be mediocre, right? Commodity. Anybody can have it. Right?
Right. I mean, I'm just...
So it's rare and great and difficult for a reason.
Right.
Right? That's why, right? I love that quote, right? Going back to that same quote I mentioned earlier, right? To live is to suffer. To survive is to find meaning in that suffering, right? So for me, once I graduated and got that first good job, I found meaning in my suffering in college.
Right. And let them know, once again, let the viewers know where they can reach you at, how they can get in contact with you. Diary of a Made Man.
Diaryofamadman.com.
.com, okay. And then Pure Hustle as well. What does that book being released? I mean, the app is out.
Yeah, so the book's coming out in March.
Okay.
That's the goal, right?
Okay.
The action goal, I should say. Right. So the complete freelancer guide. I'll definitely hook you up with a free copy too.
And I'll be doing a review on Solo 284. Best believe. Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Okay. All right. Well, everybody, this is business guru Ian, aka Superman. We appreciate you. Will we get you on again? Here
sure,
on the channel?
Sure, man. Just hit me up, man.
Okay, because you're a hard man to reach. I mean, you're in New York, Miami, ATL, Vegas, all in the same week. So, hard man to reach, but he's a good brother doing this thing, and we appreciate the insight. And we out.
All right, man. Appreciate it.